When you look back on your pages, on your social media profile, is an entire resume of a career.
It's great. Some of it was a mess. Let's be real. When you look back, you're going to see some mess.
As a TV host on the most popular daytime TV show Loose Women, she made history as a panelist on Loose Women and the ITV channel, adding to her history-making appearance as the first Black person to host London Film Critic Awards in 2019. Please welcome Judi Love.
Hey, girl, that was such a welcome. That was beautiful.
That's me on a banister, cleaned up, no janitor.
For the first time in 20 years, your show, Loose Women, had an all-Black female panel. And what I find to be so fantastic, not only that it was a all-Black female panel for the first time, but also the diversity amongst the panelists, because I think because there's been such a lack of representation, there is this idea that there's one way to be Black, and this is how. And
that's dangerous. And that's what we're trying to change. Because the way you've said it is so true, because if you look at certain films and movies and shows, there's only a particular Black that's been put out there, and there's not just that. Mm-hmm. And the diversity of the women that I was on the show with, I'm talking about a head newsreader for one of the main channels in the UK, Charlene White. I'm talking about a lady that was on an X Factor, one of the biggest entertainment competition shows in the UK, which is internationally, and that was Brenda Edwards. I'm talking, and her son is amazing. He's done so much stuff. I'm talking about Kelly Bryan, one of the first Black families within one of our leading soap shows, Hollyoaks, who was in a group as well called Eternal. These are not just for Black women. They're women with stories. They're educated, they're loving, they're caring, they're compassionate, they're nurturing, intelligent, beautiful women.
Yeah.
And I got to share, a moment of history with them. And the other women that weren't there, who were from different backgrounds, the fact that they understood it and supported it, it means a lot as well.
Yeah. Allies just in general, or the ability to have the uncomfortable conversations, in a very nuanced way, in a respectful way, in a way that feels like it's transitional. And that's where we are at this point. Was there a point in that panel that you reflect on and think like that was the moment? Like that was the moment?
Do you know what? We was just going through it. Oh, even when I think about it now, it really makes me emotional. It was the moment Brenda sang. She's such a beautiful voice, and literally, honestly, it was the moment they ended. Okay, you can join us next week. Thank you for being in the Loose Room. And Charlene ends the show. We stand up clapping for Brenda because she was singing. And what Brenda was singing, it was a Whitney Houston song. I can't remember the name of the song, but it was talking about being yourself and loving yourself first, even when they've rejected you. All the emotions you just was feeling like. I remember being that 5-year-old child and thinking I'd never be able to do that. I remember hearing stories from other women saying, they've let me go, or other people of colour saying, oh, they said they've got one and that's enough. And all of that, George Floyd, all of everything, Stephen Lawrence, everything was just going through my mind. And I just cried. And when the show ended, we was all in tears. All of us was in tears. And producers and directors, the people that was there on set, they felt the emotion. And felt the energy, the beautiful energy that was between us. And the hurt. It's such a thing to have so much joy wrapped around this bundle of hurt, and then you just release it, and you don't even realise how much hurt sometimes you're carrying.
Yeah.
But
it real.
It's a moment I'll never forget, and it's just everywhere. It's still going now. People are still like amazing show, and it's a beautiful moment. And we're still doing things. We're still, we're still having a mix of us come on, and that's what's important. That diversity in all ranges continues. That's what's important.
It's so important for it to be more than a moment, for it to be a continual movement. And I mean, that is one of the best comeback stories that I've heard this year with all the craziness that's happening. And I'm so glad that we connected because seeing that evolution and then having the diversity of seeing it here and then seeing what you're doing over there in the UK has really brought together this like global community on a different level. And I'm just so appreciative of you, and we want to continue to support you. So I hear that a congratulations is in order. Someone was nominated as a Breakout Star of the Year. So can you tell us more about that?
Well, again, one of the beautiful queens from the panel messaged me and said, Jude, it was Kelly. Jude, look, you've been nominated for best new breakout act. I was like, really? I just was overwhelmed with like joy. I didn't say I didn't like the picture, but I'm never going to get into that. Okay. Right, you're gonna pick a better picture than that. I mean,
they be getting us with those pictures. Like, why'd you pick that?
Come on, man. Like, what's going on?
Judi Love, I so appreciate you. Comeback community, please go to comeback.tv for more on Judi Love and make sure you support her. Queen, it has been a pleasure. Thank you for coming back with us.